Kai Rivera had always chased the shimmer of impossible legends. Moonbows above waterfalls, phantom ships, the glow-in-the-dark orchids of Madagascar. But nothing gleamed brighter in Kai's imagination than Atlantis, the city that supposedly slipped from history's fingers and settled into myth. So, when a barnacled sextant surfaced in an auction lot, its brass arm engraved with the cryptic phrase, "Follow the singing quartz," Kai's pulse quickened. The instrument pointed not to a latitude or longitude, but to a melody. Notes etched along the limb like a musical score. Kai heard them in dreams, a haunting, bell-like chorus that seemed to rise from salt water itself. Armed with the sextant, a waterproof recorder, and a rickety research sub nicknamed the Minnow Sour, Kai sailed into the mid-Atlantic gyre. Days passed in blank blue silence until one night the sea hummed. Faint variations of the sextant's melody drifted through the hull, like crystal flutes carried on a tide. The needle on the recorder quivered. Lights on the control panel danced. Kai descended. At 3,000 meters, the world turned ink black, but pockets of glow appeared. Columns of pale coral and fragments of architecture? Marble lions coated in algae, obsidian obelisks cracked in two, mosaics flickering with bioluminescent plankton. The sextant's song grew louder, layered with harmonies that made Kai's bones vibrate. Then the darkness parted around a caldera, and there it was. A city of concentric rings, terraces of pearlescent stone, arching aqueducts still pouring fresh water and looping cascades that defied physics. Glass-roofed domes pulsed with soft teal light, powered by zephyrite crystals that thrummed like wind chimes. Giant gears turned silently in the currents, keeping fountains flowing and lantern spores drifting in organized spirals. Kai docked the Minnow Soar beside a half-moon plaza. The seabed felt strangely breathable. Zephyrite crystals exhaled tiny bubbles of pure oxygen, wrapping Kai in a shimmering suit of air. Stepping forward, Kai felt lighter than ever, like walking through a dream slowed to ballet tempo. Marble murals told Atlantis' story. Not a hubris-struck metropolis doomed by the gods, but an ark. When surface wars scorched continents millennia ago, Atlantean scholars redirected their city downward, harnessing geothermal vents to feed gardens and light homes. They'd chosen refuge in depth over dominance on land, but where were the people? Inside the Grand Hall, a cathedral of luminous quartz pillars, Kai found 6 stone thrones. Each held a slender crystal harp, strung with water. A gentle current plucked the strings, weaving the sextant's lullaby that had guided Kai here. The Atlanteans hadn't perished. They had become the song, transforming their consciousness into resonant energy bound within the harps. The music was their living library, cycling stories and memories through ocean currents waiting for a listener. Kai felt a tug in the chest, the echo of 1,000 voices inviting harmony. Trembling, Kai raised a hand and plucked the nearest water string. A chord rang out, warm and metallic, layered with whispered greetings in languages long lost. Atlantis greeted its first surface visitor in eons. Kai spent 3 tidal cycles translating melodies into speech, recording histories unheard by any air breather. Each note unlocked inventions, self-mending coral architecture, tide-powered engines, medicine grown from planktonic light. But the greatest gift was the city itself, a silent promise that civilization could choose refuge over ruin, preservation over conquest. Before ascending, Kai tuned one empty harp for Earth's frequency, a hopeful duet. As the Minnow Sour rose through sapphire strata, the new chord shimmered behind, threading toward the surface like a beacon. Atlantis is alive, and it is listening. Back aboard the research vessel, Kai broadcast the melody across every open frequency. No coordinates, no treasure map, just a song. Let the world decide whether to search with curiosity rather than greed. And somewhere far below, 6 crystal harps answered in perfect, resonant harmony, welcoming a 7th voice to their eternal choir.